Got it? Okay, good. So the idea here is that even though I'm normally the instructor, right, as somebody that's been training with me for more than 2 years, in many cases, you're going to be the most experienced person. So you also need to be able to guide other people and communicate with them. And in many cases, this is something that you have to kind of develop on the spot, right? Because these aren't people that you're going to have ever met before, okay? So you have some idea of the layout of the shooting area. So you are going to now direct me and tell me where you want me to shoot, where you want me to move, and what you want me to shoot. So go ahead. You're in charge.
Get up to the tree over here.
Which one?
Right here on the right.
Here?
Yep. Keep going. No, one more. One more. Keep going. This
Which
tree.
one?
Which
That
one?
one?
Yep, right there. Now get to the tree right over there.
That big one right down there?
No, to the right.
This one right here?
Right here. No, right here. Right there.
This one here?
Nope, right there.
That one?
That one, yeah.
The big one over there?
Yeah, but
Right.
the first big one right here.
That's a long walk, so I'm going to have to go from tree to tree to get there.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't go that direction.
Okay.
Which way?
Take the shot at this small target over there.
Right, the small one?
Small one, yeah. 2 shots. Okay, good. Get behind this tree right here.
That one right there?
Yep. Target on your left over there. 1 shot.
One shot there. Get behind me.
Good. One more target over there. 1 shot.
That one right there?
That one right there, yeah.
The red one, that looks like
Yep.
silhouette.
Good. Get behind the cover.
Which way?
Get to the tree over there.
That one right there?
Yep, right there. We're gonna hit the target over there, but
That one? Okay,
yeah.
fine. Get behind me, and I'll find the best way to get that shot.
1 shot. Good.
I'm going to do a tactical reload.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you?
Get clearance. Good. Get to the target over there when you shot.
Move to that location.
Move to that location, yeah. Okay, the target is in the front of you. Just be careful.
Okay. Good.
1 more shot.
One more.
Good. Keep moving. There'll be a target on your right. Be careful. Right in front of you. Keep moving. The far target.
Far target?
Far target. Good. There's threat coming behind us.
Behind you. Get behind me.
Keep going. You see the target all the way down there, the red target? All the way down. Over there. Right there. Yes, that's the one.
That one, okay.
Yeah.
I have to change my position to get to that target.
Let's do it.
I'm going to reholster and I'm going to move.
Okay, good. Good.
Go ahead, which way?
That's it.
That's it. Hello everyone, welcome back Today I'm going to be giving you guys some details of why, if you're involved in a self-defense case, you keep your mouth shut and you get a lawyer, okay? So the most important thing for you guys to know is that it is legal, 100% legal, for the police to lie to you. Okay? Now, not only can they lie to you, but they can also present you with false evidence, okay? And this came straight from the Supreme Court, okay? There was a case back in 1969 called Frazier v. Coop, okay? And in that case, they had arrested somebody that they suspected was involved in the murder. And what they told this person, the person was Frazier, what they told him is that his cousin had confessed to the murder and to this person, Frazier, being involved in that murder as an accomplice, okay? So that's the extent that they can lie to you, okay? Basically, they can tell you up is down, down is up. There's no information that you can receive from the police that you can rely on, that you can trust, okay? You know, there's no such thing as just a little bit of lying. Lying is lying, okay? There's no limit to the amount of lying that police can do. They can tell you that they got 10 witnesses that say that you started this whole thing and you pulled the gun first. They can tell you any of that, all right? There's nothing that stops them from lying to the utmost degree. And they've got a Supreme Court case to back them up on that. That's the Frazier v. Coop case. I invite you guys to research that. And I don't even know if this guy did this or didn't do this, right? All I know is that what came out of this case is that it is legal for police to lie to you, you know, without limit, okay? So not only can they lie to you, but they can also make false promises, right? The most common thing that you will hear from police when they're interrogating you is that they're there to help you. They're trying to help you. The other thing that you will hear, and I've actually heard this myself, not related to a gun self-defense, but you know, just in regular, related to just general interrogations. It may not have even anything to do with you. It might have something to do with something else that happened next door or whatever. But the second most common thing that they will tell you is that you're not in any trouble. Okay, you're not in any kind of trouble or anything. So you know, you can feel comfortable talking to them. Okay, well, you're not in any trouble until you say the wrong thing. Okay, so that's the caveat to that. So two most common things that you're going to hear from police is that they're there to help you and that you're not in any kind of trouble. Don't believe either of those, okay? If you say the wrong thing, they're going to arrest you. Even if they don't arrest you then and there, they can come back with a warrant and arrest you at a later time, okay? So let's dig into this a little bit. When it comes to police interrogations, right? The first thing they're going to do is they're going to try to make you comfortable. Okay, but there's certain techniques that they use that have been established that work really well. Okay, and if they get you to just start talking to them a little bit, all right, they have methods of getting you to talk to them a lot. And the first thing they're going to do is they're going to try to make you comfortable. They're going to offer you food or drink, right? Especially if this is still outdoors, right? If you're at the scene, you probably are thirsty, you know, because you've probably been sweating up a storm, you know, from all the stress. So they're going to offer you drink, okay? Part of the reason for that is to get you comfortable, to get you to trust them, okay? They're going to start with small talk, okay? You know, now this might be at the scene, or if you agree to go with them, okay? Or whether it's you agree to go with them voluntarily or involuntarily, right? They're going to start with small talk, and they're going to talk to you about things that are probably not even related to this, that might somehow lead into this. If at that point they're going to let you take this conversation wherever you want, right? If you want to talk about your lawn, they'll let you talk about your lawn. If you want to talk about what happened, they're going to let you talk, and they're gonna just agree with you regardless of what you say. Even if it's like makes no sense, they're gonna agree with you, because at this point in this step one phase, they're just trying to get you comfortable. Okay, so what they're gonna tell you is that they're here to help you, right? They're not gonna push it any further. They're like, we're here to help you. That's the most common thing that they're going to tell you. They'll probably tell you that, yeah, you know, it looks like, you know, it's not your fault. I don't think you're in any trouble, right? That's all in this step one process of making you comfortable, okay? And the other thing that what they're doing is they're listening to you talking, okay? Because what they're doing is they're establishing a baseline for your speech patterns, okay? How do you talk when you're comfortable? You know, how do you talk if, you know, maybe you start to get upset or something? How do you talk? You know, they might, you know, they might put some questions out there that have nothing to do with this, but they just want to see how you answer when you're obviously not lying, so that later on they can compare it to, you know, how you might answer differently, you know, which might be an indication. You know, later on they might ask you other questions, and if you answer in a different tone or a different pattern, or, you know, use different words, you know, that could be an indication that you're lying, okay? So they're listening to you talk during this first phase to establish a baseline of your speech patterns, okay? And then at some point in there, they're gonna get back to, you know, they're here to help you, all right? And all you gotta do is sign this paper over here where you waive your rights to an attorney, okay? They're gonna just slide that in there, okay? And then, you know, they're gonna, again, put some more sauce on top of that with, you know, they're there to help you, and, you know, they know that it's not your fault, and, you know, everything you did was right, and, you know, you're not going to be in any trouble. Okay, that's all part of getting you to sign that paper where you waive your rights. Okay, it's through all this process, right? The only thing that you should be concerned with is, I need to talk to my lawyer. Okay, that's the only thing that should be going through your head. Okay, you don't let them distract you with anything else. Now, I've talked about if you're at the scene of the crime, right, and something just happened. Okay, I've covered this in other videos. You know, once you assess that there's no longer a threat, guns gotta go back in the holster. Right, get that gun out of sight, back in the holster. All right. Next thing that you should be concerned with is, you know, the evidence, preserving the evidence. Where's the gun, knife, you know, whatever weapons were being used. Try to keep an eye on those so that they don't move or get moved. Your shell casings, keep an eye on those. You know, if those get moved, be aware of that. That's something that you would point out to the police, right? If it's like windy and your shell cases are being blown all over the place, that's something that you would point out to the police. The other thing that you're paying attention to is the witnesses, so you can point out the witnesses to the police. Okay, those are the only things that should be going through your mind. Okay, you know, basically preserving the evidence. You know, who are the witnesses, and I need to talk to an attorney as soon as possible. Okay, not talking to these guys. Okay, and again, they know that you, as a gun carrier, you've probably been informed that you should get an attorney, all right? And what they're trying to do is they're trying to break you out of that by making you comfortable enough to want to talk to them. That's the key to interrogation techniques. They need to get you to want to talk to them, okay? So after you sign that paper where you waive your rights, that's when the real interrogation begins, okay? Because now you're going to probably see a change of tone, all right? And as the interrogation moves forward, you're going to see it go back and forth. They may send in different interrogators with different tones, with different attitudes, all right? But now they're going to start turning up the heat a little bit. They're going to start challenging you and pressing you, so that when you say one thing, they'll cut you off and say, no, that's not correct. We got witnesses that say otherwise. Okay, this is where they're going to start challenging you and coming at you from a lot of different directions at once. And part of that is to just keep you off balance, okay? That's not what they're going to do up here. They're not going to do that in the make you comfortable phase. They're going to do this during the interrogation phase, okay? The real interrogation. After you sign that paper, you're going to see a total attitude change, okay? So at this point, they're going to start pressing you. They're going to start presenting you with the possibility of witnesses and evidence to the contrary of whatever you are saying, okay? They're going to try and first of all, they're gonna tell you that they know the truth. Right? That's another. At this phase, all right. That's the other most common thing that you're gonna get at an interrogation. Because up here, it's we want to help you, you didn't do anything wrong. Okay. Down here, it's we know what really happened. Okay. Just confess. Okay. Because we know what really happened. That's where you are down here in the real interrogation phase, right? That's where they're going to tell you that they have all the evidence, they know what happened, They know what you did, and you better just confess, okay? Okay. Now if you're not giving them the answers that they want to hear, okay, what they're gonna do, time is on their side, okay? There's no time limit to this, all right? They've got you, all right? You've already waived your rights. They've got you. You're in their interrogation cell. They're gonna try and tire you out and drain you out. And the psychology here is that if you get tired enough, drained enough, stressed enough, the psychology is that you're just gonna want to give them whatever they want, so you can be left alone. Okay, that's where your brain is gonna kind of default to, and it happens on a subconscious level because you know that you're in the jail, right? Or you're in the police station. At this point, you know they're not gonna leave you alone. But the thing is, you're not at that point. Your brain is not even gonna be. It's gonna default to, I want to be left alone, like right now. Not thinking, okay, what's going to happen a week from now or a month from now, or how many years you're going to spend in prison down the road, right? You're thinking that you want to be left alone right now, and you're thinking that the fastest way to get out of that room is to tell them whatever they want to hear, okay? By the way, the Founding Fathers knew these interrogation techniques, right? When they gave us that Fifth Amendment that said that, right against self-incrimination, they were very well aware of these interrogation techniques. Okay, this is not something that has been recently been invented. Okay, this goes back many centuries. Okay, right. So one of the things they're going to tell you is that this only stops when you confess. And again, because they're going to keep going back and forth on this. They're going to come back to they know what really happened. All right, but if you confess, you say the truth, this will stop. Okay. And again, time is on their side. Okay, there's no time limit here. Okay, they can just keep working at you. They can come back to you the next day, the day after that. All right, they want to. The only thing that's gonna stop this is when your attorney finally shows up. Right now, if you do make the mistake of waiving your rights, well, you can take that back at any point. Okay, so if you do make that mistake, you can say, hey, I no longer want to talk to you. Fifth Amendment. Get me a lawyer. Okay, so if you do make that mistake of waiving your rights, pull that right back. Okay, you're not stuck with that. Okay, so that's another important thing to be aware of. So we're gonna go back to the important thing here, right? What I opened up with in 1969, the Supreme Court said that it is legal for police to lie to you, and there is no limit on the amount of lying that they can do. Okay. They can give you false promises. They can tell you, hey, tell us, confess, and you're going to walk right out of here. Or they're going to promise you leniency, or, you're just going to get probation, no jail time. They can promise you the moon, man. There's no limit on that, okay? False evidence. They can tell you anything. They can say they got you on video cameras. They can say they got 20 witnesses. They could say they got your mother that saw you do it, and they got her, they got her confession on this. Whatever. There's no limit to the amount of lying that they can do. Now, this isn't just limited to a self-defense case. This is anything and everything, right? Even if a recent thing I just saw, I believe it was like the ATF and some state troopers showed up to a guy's house. I saw a video of this where they were telling the guy that, hey, they're basically they just want, they had a list that he had just bought a bunch of guns, and they just wanted to verify if he still had the guns or if they had been subsequently sold. Basically, they're just investigating to see if this was a straw purchase or not. Okay, and again, the word that they threw out there was, and I heard this on the video, was, you're not in any kind of trouble. Just show us the guns, and we're out of here. If you cooperate with us, we won't have to come back. Get your lawyer on the phone to talk to them, right? You let them wait outside your door all day, right? Because they're gonna say, hey, we want to hold you up. No, you stay right there outside the house. I'll get, I'll go call my lawyer. The prepaid legal service that I use, and there's others out there, so it's not like I'm a salesman for these guys or anything. It's just the one that I happen to use, and I have a good experience with these guys. It's US Lawshield, and the reason why I keep bringing these guys up is because I got a promo code for you guys. Okay, so this promo code here, the promo code is Pocono Shooting. You go to their website. The website is uslawshield.com. Promo code is Pocono Shooting. When you put that in there, you get some discount, and I don't know what it is offhand. This is pretty cheap. I think it's something like $30 or $40 up front, and then you pay. It says here you pay something like $11 per month. If you add your wife or something, it might go up to $15. I don't know, but basically it's gonna end up costing you somewhere between I think on the low end it'll come out to $150. On the high end, it comes out to maybe $200, and you got yourself a prepaid lawyer. And what I tell people to do with this is, after you get your card in the mail, make a copy of it, put it in an envelope, and make sure your wife, put it somewhere where if you're ever in any trouble, you can call up your wife or your mother, depending what what your situation is, and you can say, hey, in this drawer is the phone number to my prepaid lawyer with the account number. Please call them up, tell them I'm at this police station or this is my situation, and that they need to start moving and defending you. Okay, that's one of the things that you want to have, because if you do end up getting arrested, they're gonna take away your cell phone, they're gonna take away your wallet, so you're not gonna have their number. The only number that you're most likely going to remember is the one to your wife or to your mother. So you got to be able to call her and tell her where to go look to get the account number, along with the phone number to these guys, and call them up and make them aware that you're in trouble and where you're at. Okay, so that's an important part of this. You got to have that plan in place. Okay. So again, if this video is primarily intended for those anti-gun states that the Supreme Court just forced from may issue to shall issue, right? So if you're in New York, New Jersey, Maryland, California, Illinois, Hawaii, okay? At this point, once you put in your application, they have to give it to you. They might try to roadblock it, but eventually they're gonna have to give it to you, right? And here's the thing: if you do, whether it's just a traffic stop or something, or whether you actually use the gun in a self-defense type of situation, these states, and not just those states, but even my own state, even here in Pennsylvania, the governor's a Democrat. At the moment, the attorney general is a Democrat. So same thing here. If I ever get into into a self-defense type of situation, the state which is run by Democrats sees me as an enemy. Okay, so you gotta have that prepaid lawyer ready. This has to be part of your plan. And whether it's a traffic stop. Now remember, during a traffic stop, at least in my state, you don't have a duty to inform. Do you have a duty to inform in your state? I don't know. You got to call these guys up. Okay, I don't know. You got to call up US Lawshield. And what I do is I'll usually send them an email, and what they'll do is they'll reply to me by email. So now I have it in writing. Okay, so you got to ask these guys if you have a duty to inform in your state. And as the laws change, these guys are going to keep you up to date with that, because for the next 2 years, the gun carrying laws in especially those 6 anti-gun states is going to change back and forth very radically. They're going to pass a whole bunch of BS laws. The courts are going to strike them down. They're going to come back with new laws. This is going to go back and forth for 2 to 3 years, maybe even 5 years. And as these changes happen, you need somebody to keep you up to date on that. That's really, really important. All right. So I hope this video was useful for you guys. So this is probably the most important video I have done on carrying a firearm. Okay. Now in my state, I can carry open or concealed. In your states, if you're in an anti-gun state, most likely it's going to be concealed only. Again, if you're in a concealed only state and your firearm becomes exposed or it starts printing or something, that can also get you into the type of attention that you don't want, and you might have an officer that sees it and decides to make an issue out of it. Again, that they are targeting you. You are a political enemy of that state. That's why you got to have a lawyer ready on hand to deal with that for you. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, just spread it around so that everybody can get this information. People have to understand that it is legal for the police to lie to you. Okay, it is legal. Even if you're the victim of a crime, somebody breaks into your house, and they come to fill out a report. Basically, I just want to give them just enough information so I can give a police report to my insurance company, and nothing beyond that, because at that moment they're not going to help me out. And if they start getting into a conversation with me, who knows where it's going to go. So even if, let's say, somebody were to break into my house, which doesn't happen, but let's say if it did, you know, you want to give them the minimal amount of information so that you can get that police report to give to your insurance company. Same thing if you're involved in the traffic, in an accident, car accident. You know, don't sit there yapping to the police. Don't argue with the guy that you got into the accident with. Don't argue with the police that show up. You know, just get the report. Your job at that point is just to get the police report, period. That's all you need from them. That's all they can ever really do for you, right? That's all they're ever going to do for you. It's up to you and only you to be able to defend yourself and protect your family. These guys, they just fill out the reports after the fact. Okay, so again, thanks a lot for watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Hello everyone, one other really important point I forgot to make with regards to lies, okay? If this goes to court, only your lies will be presented in court. All the lies that the police told you, all the false information that they presented to you, none of that's going to be admissible in court, okay? So the only set of lies that are going to be used in court are the ones that you said, okay? Now, regardless of whether those lies are intentional or unintentional, it's still going to be put out there by the prosecutor. And what will typically happen then is if you make the mistake of making a statement at the point of that the incident happened, right? If you make a statement, you're gonna forget things. You're gonna put things out of order. So you're gonna make one statement at that time, and a couple of days later, they're going to ask to meet with you again, and you're going to make another statement, and then a couple of days later, you're either going to start remembering things, or you might forget some things, or you might put things in a different order. And now you have two statements, all right? You have the statement that you made at the scene, you got a statement that you made a couple of days later, and the question that's going to be brought up is that these two statements don't match. Were you lying the first time, or you're lying the second time, okay? So that's really important. Any lies you say, whether they're intentional, unintentional, they're going to be used against you, right? All the lies that the police make, all the false evidence that they present, that cannot be used to defend you, and you can't sue them or anything like that because the Supreme Court already said that it's legal for them to do that. So be very well aware of that, right? That's why you don't make statements, because, you know, you make a simple mistake, it's a lie, man. Talk to you all soon.